the six Goswamis were so nice, even the dacoits liked them. Because they could see they had no envy, no jealousy. So first thing to understand, if you love somebody, you want what's best for them. Am I right? Your children. You worked hard, you struggled, just so that your children could be set up nicely in life. I know you all, so many of you. Your children, their education came first. You denied yourself just to see that they're okay. So when you love someone, you want for them. So in the same way, now he has gone to a new family, so we should want that he takes a birth in the family that's a devotee family, so that he can gradually come to the stage of perfection, of loving God. That is the perfection of life. Some people think, oh, the perfection of life is moksha, liberation. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, there's something beyond liberation. And that is prema, love of God. That is the highest jewel that you can achieve. When you have love of God, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're doing. That love of God fills your heart and soul. There is a very nice statement in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, how you can tell somebody is a pure advanced soul. Everything is scientifically explained. You can see who is an advanced self-realized soul. Why? There is a diffusion of love from their heart, and it just overwhelms. That is how we used to see our Srila Prabhupada. We had never seen anyone like him. When I read that description in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, I said, now I understand why I accepted Prabhupada. Because yes, you could see from his heart there was an effusion of love of God in every word and action. Otherwise, if Prabhupada had not been empowered, how us Malacha and Yavanas could become his disciples? It was all because of him. So we want the best. So every year you can do special, you can sponsor the Sunday feast every year in the name of your brother. You like that, right, Temple? Yes. And the goal should be that he is nicely situated in a good devotee home. We want the best. That's called love. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So this line, Nana Shochanti Pandita, is repeated in this section of Bhagavad Gita. When something is repeated, it's done for emphasis, because it's an important point. That don't waste your time lamenting. We have an expression in the English literature, ask not for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. In the Christian tradition, when there's a death, the church bell rings. So that's the reference. We hear the church bell. Oh, who has died? Doesn't matter. They're already gone. What about me? Am I prepared to die? Have I settled all my accounts? And I'm not just talking about the will and this will go to grandson and no. I'm talking about a self-inventory. Am I ready to completely surrender to Krishna when the death comes? I've said many times, you get a test. You're driving your car, somebody cuts you off. What comes out of your mouth? That will determine where you are situated. If at that time Krishna's name comes out, you're good to go. Because the time of death is going to be a very, very heavy experience. Krishna says in the 11th canto of Bhagavatam, when I first read this, I got very scared. Krishna is telling Uddhava, at the time of death, intense pain overcomes the soul. Yes. And sometimes the pain is so intense, coma. So, I have to prepare myself, settle all my accounts, because the day is going to come when I'll have to say goodbye to all my toys. We all have so many toys in our house. For my wife, it's her pots and pans. That's her toys. For me, it's my music equipment. But someday, I can't take it with me. Now, I just read again that Bill Gates is now the richest man. Sometimes it's Bezos, but now it's on the charts now. But he has to leave everything behind. He can't say to Yamaraj, I'll give you stock in Microsoft. What do you think? He can't. Yamaraj is not interested. So the day is going to come, we have to leave it all behind. And if we still have attachment, what does that mean? Oh, you have attachment? Take another birth. The choice is yours. If you have attachment, that attachment is going to dictate. Oh, my Prabhupada used to say, even if you're attached to one rasgulla, you have to come back. Or whatever your favorite sweet is, rasamalai or gulab jamun or samosa, whatever, pakora. We have to become free from material attachment and become completely attached to Krishna. Bhishma, on his deathbed of arrows, the sun was setting. Krishna was there at his feet. Oh, Bhishma was so fortunate. And in the presence of Krishna, Bhishma offered his prayers and gave up the air of life in the presence of Krishna. And the things that Bhishma spoke were so full of transcendental realization. Bhishma was self-realized. He's called Mahajan. He's an authority on the science of God. There are 12 authorities. Lord Shiva is also one of the 12 Mahajans on the authority of the science of God. So Bhishma is also Mahajan. He gave up the air of life looking at Krishna. So later on in chapter 8, this topic of the soul and death is revisited. And Krishna tells Arjuna, whatever you're thinking of at the time of death, whatever is your focus of attention, whatever your deepest attachment, that determines your next life. It's a science. It's a science. So hopefully, by hearing these topics again and again, gradually you'll become convinced. At the time of death, let me remember Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. And therefore, the process of bhakti is a process of practice. Like an athlete. Today they played all the football games, but during the week they practiced so that they're ready for the game. So bhakti, vaidhi bhakti, sadhana bhakti means daily practice, preparing ourselves for the Super Bowl, meaning the time of death. And in sports, they have this thing called muscle memory. that you're so practiced that in certain situations, without thinking, your body does the exact thing it's supposed to do. It's called muscle memory. So by practicing spiritual life daily, you get spiritual muscle memory. So no matter what happens, as soon as there's some call, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thank you very much. May Krishna bless you, protect you, and may your brother take birth in a good devotee family. Thank you. Hare Krishna.